Hello friends, greetings. Welcome to How to VLAN channel. This is DV VLAN stream. Today in this video, we are going to see how to set up SNMP based monitoring for Oracle Key Vault appliance. The version we are dealing with is version 21.9. Why I say specifically version in this video is you will understand it towards the end of the video. Let's get started. Again, welcome to How to VLAN channel. This is DV VLAN stream. Alright, as usual, before we begin our SNMP monitoring setup, we need to check what are the various steps involved in this procedure. As usual, we start with our steps. Reference for this particular activity is Oracle's document. As usual, we normally refer Oracle documentation or the particular product documentation site for our procedures. So you can see this is a document link, and here you have all the steps that I'm going to deal with practically available here. I just summarized the information here. Though when you set up Oracle Key Vault, you normally set it up as multi-master, and also this is a 2-node multi-master setup participating up to a maximum of 16 node OKV cluster. Though you have so many nodes redundant available, it is always important that you get your OKV appliance properly monitored. If you don't monitor it properly, you may end up having 1 or 2 nodes down, and the performance of your OKV appliance will go down, and you can have other issues with respect to your business as usual. So you need to ensure you have proper monitoring established so that you detect your issues early and you fix it early as well, rather than detecting it late and you end up having an escalation. Detect it early and fix it early. All right. Now, SNMP, with respect to SNMP, you can monitor your OKV. So why SNMP? SNMP allows remote monitoring possible. So you monitor your OKV appliance from a remote server, and you don't need to install any extra software or component on the OKV appliance. That's the main reason. And OKV allows only version 3 SNMP for monitoring. Why version 3? Version 3 allows your authentication and communication to be encrypted, so using necessary encryption algorithms. So the intruder, if at all captures some packets, will not understand what is the data in the packet, because it's already encrypted. Okay, so now let's get started with the various steps involved. And for this setup, what you need is the OKV appliance, no question about it. But the remote monitoring server, what are the options I have? The remote monitoring servers, you can imagine, for my lab server I have is a Vagrant box with Grafana and Prometheus. So, and our mandatory appliance OKV. Okay, these two are needed. Setup needed. Prereqs. Fine. Let's go to the console. Let's log into the console. So my sysadmin is admin. My sysadmin, key admin, audit admin, everyone is admin only. So I don't have a different user account. So, but I'm asking you to log in as sysadmin. If you have different roles with different users, then log in with sysadmin. I mean, you have user accounts based on roles, then log in with the sysadmin user account. Okay. Okay, I'm connected. So let's go to the system tab. It takes a minute. Let's wait for it to complete. Alright. So we are logged in. We are asked to go to the systems tab. We go to the system tab. It takes a minute. You see, I already have 8 alerts. I need to be notified about these issues, but I'm not. The reason is I don't have any monitoring setup. So which is the primary reason why we are trying this now. Go to settings. Alright, we went into the settings and go to SNMP. Click on SNMP. It looks very pretty straightforward setup, okay. And I can see here, enter the details required. You have two choices, configure SNMP for the local node or for the cluster. And if you see here, effective on this node, I selected all, and cluster details, it is disabled. But you have an option to select SNMP to be allowed for the whole cluster. Okay, but to start with, we will enable SNMP only on this node. Once if it works fine, then we can enable this for the cluster. Yes, so since I mentioned SNMP access to be allowed from all the IP addresses, I am not able to enter any IP. If I select this IP addresses, I can mention the IP address of my Grafana and Prometheus server, but I'm going to allow the communication from all my local IPs. Okay, and the SNMP user. I already have my SNMP user created, so I'm going to just reuse the same. My SNMP user is SNMP user, and my password is this. And retype the password. Alright. So it says SNMP user, enter the SNMP user, enter the SNMP password, and click save. Click save. I saved it. Next, perform. So your configuration with respect to SNMP is all done here. This is all you need to do. Let's check if there is anything reported in the reports tab for the work we did. So you don't see anything. Reports again. Here in the activity report, you will see there was an SNMP action done. So you set SNMP password. So this is audit actions, audit all the user activities. So you can see here, if at all you did an SNMP action, you will see changes here. Alright, so our steps with respect to the OKV appliance is all done. Now only we need to do everything from the remote monitoring server. So first step, what we need to do is we need to perform a SNMP walk or get to see if we are able to get the target metrics or object IDs, they say in case of SNMP, if you're able to discover them fine or not. So we need to log into the remote monitoring host. I already connected to the remote monitoring host. Okay, this is my remote monitoring host. Okay, this is where my Prometheus and Grafana are running. I forgot to show you. So since we activated SNMP, let's go here. I'll show you here whether we have the SNMP port being monitored or not. I don't think I will be able to check it from here, but let's try. Yeah. All right. You see, we activated SNMP monitoring from the console web user interface of the OKV, but we never saw whether the SNMP got activated. You see here, I logged into the first node and I saw port number 161 being monitored for all the IP addresses by the SNMP daemon. So it's absolutely fine. 161 daemon, 161 port of the SNMP is monitored. So we should be able to connect to this 161 port from the other remote machine. And I will talk to you about how to actually check if SNMP being in UDP protocol, not TCP, how to verify whether the SNMP protocol is being monitored or not in another video. Okay, for now let's proceed. The first step is to log into the remote monitoring host. Yes, I am connected, And next is to ensure if you have UCD SNMP MIB is installed. I go here to this particular path and I will see what are the various MIBs installed. This is nothing but the management information base, and this is what is needed for your remote monitoring server to discover the candidate machine endpoints or metric targets, whatever you want to call them. And you can see here I have so many MIBs installed already. This comes by default with this um, Prometheus, I think. So if you want additionally, you can download additional MIBs and install them as per your need. For instance, we are talking about OKV appliance here. Maybe we get a new appliance, a new server, which has the object IDs definition changing. For instance, for CPU in OKV, the object ID is 1. With a new appliance, say for instance a Linux machine where the CPU identity is changed to 100, then you need to define that MIB. Then with the data type and so on. This is a kind of an entity relationship or something, which is when Prometheus or any monitoring tool will understand what is the object ID and what is the metric value and what is the metric value type. So then onwards only it will be able to plot them as graph. Is a communication like how SQL query is there in a monitoring server for database, how SQL is involved. Likewise for monitoring you need MIBs. So there's a way you communicate with the monitoring server. So this MIB should be installed and it is installed. And the other locations you can look at is all these other various other locations. You can check if your MIB is not found on the location you're looking for. So I just list these locations for you so you can take a look at yourself. If you just type SNMP walk space -h, you will get to know what are the locations where you can look for the MIBs. I found my MIB here itself. This is a mandatory MIB for OKV appliance, and moreover this is a standard MIB. It's nothing very specific, okay, special. Okay, query the object ID for an Oracle keyword supported SNMP management information variable. Now it's our opportunity to check whether we are able to reach the OKV appliance on the port number where SNMP is running, and also if you are able to discover the metric targets or endpoints. That's all what we want to do. This is coming from Oracle document third party SNMP client command. In our case is SNMP walk, but from product to product they may have some encapsulation or wrappers on top of it. So it not necessarily be an SNMP walk, it may be something else. So that's the reason they say third party SNMP client command. So here it's SNMP walk and we are using version 3. This is my OKV cluster IP address. This is our user account and this is the encryption. This is our encryption algorithm we will be using for exchanging our password for authentication. For authentication encryption, this one is the authentication encryption, which is SHA. This is the privacy encryption, which is for further communication. That's AES, or you can have DES as well. -L authorized privilege. So we wanted to mention -L auth privilege, which means that you need to allow only this communication after an authorized authorization success is reached. You have other options as well, which you can look, which is no authorization also available. And this is the object ID. ISO dot this particular object ID to see how many processes K for KMIP is running. It's just very straightforward one. Let's see what is the result we get if you do this. SNMP walk authentication failure, incorrect password or community or key. Okay. There is no issue with the command. Alright, you can change this OID and you see you're now getting a different error, meaning the first command is working as expected. When I run it with a different object ID, object ID in an incorrect way, I'm getting a different error. Maybe we can try with some other object ID as well. So here you go. You have a lot of object IDs, and I'll tell you what I am trying to prove. See here, these are different object IDs. Service manager, admin server. This is, we don't need them, but we can take a look at system uptime, for instance, object ID. Let's see without ISO and this. See, this is a proper object ID. You get authentication error. If I enter this, okay, I'm also getting the authentication error. Authentication error. Right. Can't build OID for variable. Okay. So what I'm trying to say is, um, our command is correct. Everything is fine. Command is correct. Username and password is correct. SNMP is daemon is running, and the port number 161 is allowed. But we are still getting this error. And the reason why we're getting this error is because of a bug in Oracle Keyword 21.9. We have a bug in with the SNMP monitoring as well. If you looked at my other video for SMTP, even SMTP doesn't work in Oracle Keyword 21.9, and I'm working with Oracle support for it. And with the Oracle Keyword 21.9, SNMP also doesn't work, and there is a bug already filed. And if you ask me whether it is fixed in the next version, no. In 21.10 also it is not fixed. This is the outcome of my conversation with the Oracle engineer while I was working on this case. And whether it works in 21.8, yes. You will not get this authentication failure message in 21.8. You will be able to successfully connect to Oracle Keyword using SNMP from your third-party server successfully. And your monitoring will work immediately fine. But in 21.9 and 21.10, no. So if you are in 21.8, don't rush. Don't upgrade your OKV to 21.9 or 10. Wait until you see an update to this video, or you check with the Oracle support directly whether this particular issue is fixed in 21.10. Then do the upgrade. Explicitly ask them, SNMP and SMTP, are they working fine on 21.11? If they say yes, in the next product version, upgrade it to from 21.8 to 21.11. Or if there is a fix delivered for 21.9 or 10, just apply the fix after you upgrade. That's all I wanted to say. So this is the error. I'm very sorry. You may ask why did then I record this video, because I wanted to communicate this message to every one of you. So if you really wanted to upgrade, you can stop it for now. Wait for this issue to be fixed, because I set up my OKV appliance in my corporate also on 21.9. Now I have no way to monitor my system. Neither SMTP nor SNMP is working. I have asked Oracle if I can use cron jobs to monitor SMTP. The one beauty is SMTP will work if you directly use mailx command from the server. It will work fine, but Oracle support is not very supportive for that work, because you are tampering the machine by introducing cron commands, which they don't want to, because it's an appliance, right? They will not appreciate you doing any sort of customization in the machine, installing scripts or setting up some monitoring using custom mail setup. Anything they will not allow. And remember, OKV is tamper proof and tamper evident. Alright, so this is all for this video. And if you think this video is useful for you, please give me a like, and then subscribe to How to Valent channel and share it with your friends. Probably we'll meet in the next video, and until then, it's bye from the Oracle DB Blogspot website, as well as How to Valent channel and DB Valent stream. Thank you everyone for your patience and watching this video until now. Thank you again. Bye.